So I watched The Mean Girls a couple of days ago, the remake. I've seen The Wisdom before. I like The Wisdom, but it's not like an all-time cult movie for me personally. And I know the new one is based more on a musical Broadway play, which I've never seen. So I don't know how accurate it is towards that version. I've only seen the original movie. And honestly, the positives with this movie, there's really nothing I really enjoyed too much about this movie. I mean, I'll say this: the lead actress does a decent job in this movie. I don't think she's quite as good as Lohan as the character, but that's probably the only positive I have about this movie. It's just the songs didn't really work for me in this movie. I didn't really care for any of the characters personally, and the girl who played Regina, I felt like they made her kind of. I feel like she was much more compelling in the original movie that character, and in this movie, I felt like she was just kind of like mean and just a bad person for like I don't know. I didn't find her like I felt like the original actress in the original movie did a much better job with that character. So like the Mean Girls aspect of it, where you have this group of like the popular girls who are just Nancy and Regina, who's the leader of the group. I just didn't like the versions. And the biggest problem with this movie is that it is such a like it's one of those remakes where it's beat for beat the same exact story and plot. And and look, I don't love the original movie. Like I think the original movie is enjoyable, is fun, but it's not like a movie that I hold close to my chest. But and I have no problem with do remakes, but if you're gonna do a remake, like the only new element about this version is that it has musical songs in it, and it'll just break out into songs at some point. Which again, I didn't find any of the songs memorable or care for any of the musical scenes in this movie. I mean, a well choreographed. It's just the songs to me were just kind of forgettable, and I just didn't feel invested in any of the characters. I didn't care for any of the characters too much, and like I said, it's too much of a plot, like beat for beat of the original. Where I just feel like it didn't really add anything new to the original movie. And so overall, I didn't really enjoy this movie. Like this movie just also isn't for me. It's just when it comes to the story, like it's one of those movies where the characters I just didn't connect to. I didn't feel invested in the story. It at times felt a little goofy to me. And so overall, it's a movie that just didn't work for me. I mean, the actors personally, I didn't really. I think the actress who played Regina in this, like I said, I didn't think she was as good as the original actress, and I didn't. And the lead actress, she's fine in this. I think she's decent, but I think Lizzie Lohan just had more personality to that version of the original lead character in the original movie. So overall, this is a movie I would say just stick with the original. If this movie just personally for me just did not work on a story, character. The songs didn't work for me. I didn't really enjoy the movie. I didn't like any of the characters. The comedy just didn't work for me. Felt flat. So overall, yeah, I wasn't a fan of this remake of Mean Girls. Like I said, I didn't go in with high expectations because I'm not attached to the original, but I would definitely say just stick with the original. So that's my thoughts on Mean Girls 2024. Until next time, movie fans.